Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Clearly Thriving. I'm Allison Clay,
And I'm Siri Harkins.
and we are thriving.
Clearly.
Clearly. Siri, what are you eating today?
Well, today I have Panda Express. I got orange chicken, fried rice, egg rolls, and cream cheese rangoons.
I love that for you. And what are you drinking? It's very pretty.
I think it's the watermelon mango refresher.
Good. Yeah, we decided that today's episode is going to be a bit of a mukbang because I have Taco Bell.
Yes.
I have the last little bit of a chicken quesadilla, and then I have some nacho fries, and then I have the Baja Blast Zero.
So good.
Which I do have a tiny complaint because one of the Taco Bells in Burbank stopped selling the Baja Blast Zero.
Rude.
So now I have to go to the one that is 0.2 miles further away. It's also the one that's like more inconvenient to get out of. 'Cause it's the one that's like further that way. Yep.
I tracked your location. I know where you went.
All right. And then today they gave me my Baja Blast Zero, and the girl is lovely, first of all. It's the same girl that's always there. She's lovely. She says I look like A from Pretty Little Liars, and I've never seen Pretty Little Liars, but I'm taking that as a compliment because they're pretty. It's in the title.
Like which A?
I don't know.
Okay.
Allison, I guess. She said I look like an Allison, and I was like, "Oh, do I?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Well, your name is
Allison.
Allison.
And I was like, "Well, that's convenient because my name is Allison."
I do think South of a Tuesday is rather pretty.
Cool. I took it as a compliment because pretty is in the title of the show.
Absolutely, they are all pretty.
But anyway, she handed me my Baja Blast Zero today with a paper straw.
Ew.
Which, like, I have a love-hate relationship with paper straws. Some of them are okay. This one was not an okay one. It like was one of the ones where your drink then tastes like the straw,
Oh, no.
and it had started to disintegrate by the time I got home. So this is my own straw.
I hate paper straws.
I appreciate the effort for the environment, but that's about it. I would rather carry around my own straw and have to wash it and reuse it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited to have Panda. I had Panda on Sunday. It's just a two Panda kind of week.
Fair.
Yeah.
I've been craving Taco Bell in different forms for multiple days now. And today when you were like, I don't think I'll be able to eat until after dance, I was like, shit, I haven't eaten today.
Oh my gosh.
So
Well, we had a super, super fun weekend last week, and we've talked about it a bit. Well, that was like our whole podcast was us planning planning the weekend.
yeah, last episode was planning the weekend. So now you get to hear about actually having the weekend. It was great.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
10 out of 10 would do again.
Absolutely. It was just such a nice time, so serene.
It was like the perfect amount of chill without being like
Boring.
overchill.
Yeah.
Overchill.
Sure.
I like it. I'm gonna keep
Instead of overkill.
Yeah, overchill. Yeah, the cabin was beautiful. The hot tub was amazing. It had lights in it that changed colors. And it was huge. We fit like 8 people in there.
Yes.
Yeah. I did throw up.
Oh no.
So now I'm 2 for 2 throwing up in Big Bear. Although this time I know for sure it was not alcohol because I only had one Truly the night before. But I woke up the next morning feeling very ill and went to the bathroom, took care of that, and then got back in bed, which Siri and I were in the bunk room, the girls' room. And Siri and I somehow wound up with the top bunks. Like, let's put the 2 shortest girls on the top bunk of these bunk beds.
That didn't have real ladders. You just had to climb the
ladders. We had to climb up the sides of the bed. And like the posts were like at least 1.5 feet apart.
Yeah, I'm gonna, if you are on YouTube, I'm gonna show you my arm bruise.
Yeah. I have a leg bruise, like, but I can't get to it really.
I guess it doesn't show up that strongly on here, but it has like the
considering that was a week ago now.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm wearing flared pants. I better get to it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that looks, yeah, that's a little gnarly.
It's hello YouTube. Here's the inside of my thigh. Look at that.
Yeah, we think that's from crawling
Up
in and
and
or
down.
out of the
Into the
bunk.
bunk bed. So anyway, I climbed back up into my bunk bed after I had taken care of tummy issues. And then I was only up there for like probably 5 to 7 minutes. And then I was like, motherfucker, it's coming again.
Oh no.
So I had to climb back down the bunk bed, go back to the bathroom, and Amanda was still asleep, and her bunk was the bottom bunk, but directly on the opposite wall from the other side of the wall from the toilet. And she had told me after the first night we were there that she could hear every time someone went to the bathroom. And I was like, R.I.P. Amanda, having to listen to me just empty my stomach.
Yeah, yeah, you could hear everything in the bathroom on our side of the room.
You could. Um,
So that was fun.
but anyway, when I was done with that, Siri and Jasenia were outside on the back porch, so I went and joined them, and that was beautiful. We had a nice quiet morning out on the back patio.
Yes. So Allison and company went up to Big Bear Thursday. Jasenia, Neil and I went up Friday night.
Neil, who we had never met until Thursday. Friday. Time is a construct.
Yes. I literally met Neil when I was outside of his residence to pick him up. Because of course. Anyway, our drive was pretty chill. But we got there late Friday night, pretty much right in time for our friends Amanda and Emily to be finished making the tacos for that night. Perfect. So we were all starving because if you've ever driven with me, you know I don't really stop. You have to like, I'll just keep going like I'm a Energizer Bunny or something.
Well, we didn't stop on the way up either. It's not that long of a drive.
No, but like I went like straight from work and yeah. But since everyone else had been there one night already, a lot of people were tired. So like most of the girls went to bed early. I think it was literally just
you, Jasenia, and Anne Marie stayed up.
Yeah, with the boys. So we stayed up and I didn't go to bed till 3. And then Saturday morning I woke up at 7 because that's just what it was.
Literally just took a nap.
Yeah, pretty much. So I woke up at 7 after my 4-hour nap, got ready for the day, went to Starbucks, and then I just was hanging out on the deck because it was nice out. Went for a little walk. And then finally people started stirring and I was like, hello, I'm already like done with my coffee. Now I went to retrieve myself. This is why I wanted to drive though.
Yeah.
Because I knew I would do that.
Then you have a car.
So it really worked out for me. Yeah. And then Saturday night, Saturday was so fun. Most of the girls went into like the town in Big Bear
And like the little touristy shop area,
which was so fun and cute.
We got coffee at a really cute little place.
Yeah.
And then went inside some shops.
By the way, everyone on this trip had matching t-shirts.
Yeah. Anne Marie got everyone t-shirts that said cabin crew.
Yes.
And then all of the girls got matching sweatshirts that say Big Bear.
Because we needed matching. I was really hype about matching. I don't know. We were a good group of people that were like cool with matching.
I'm always pretty hype about matching. Well, obviously you and I have like 12 at least because we did an 8-week improv class and matched every week and never repeated outfits.
Yep. And nobody noticed.
Nobody noticed until the very last week.
Because we wore Mickey ears.
Yeah, because we thought someone would notice after like 2 or 3 weeks of us consistently doing this. I think the first week it happened on accident, and after that we were like, we should continue that. So we really committed to the bit.
Yeah, like we pretended like we didn't know each other. Not like we told anyone we didn't know each other.
We just didn't say that we did.
Yeah.
But yeah. And nobody noticed. And so after 8 weeks, we were like, well, this is our last opportunity. So we wore Mickey ears.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This was also a Zoom class.
Yeah, during COVID.
Yeah.
You
So
see,
it's not like we were sitting in a classroom.
yeah, this is true. A little bit easier for people to pretend they have no idea what's happening.
Yeah. Although I think a good majority of them genuinely had no idea what was happening.
Yeah.
But
We were focused on our learning, okay?
yeah, totally. Anyway, Big Bear was fun. We had one night of tacos and then one night of like hamburgers, hot dogs that the boys cooked, which was interesting.
I don't think those were fully cooked.
Yeah, probably not. So I only had hot dogs because I'm not a beef burger person.
No.
But my hot dog when I picked it up from the plate was cold, but it had been sitting there for a little bit, so I was like, oh, okay. But
I don't think they were ever cooked through.
after hearing other people's notes, I was like, oh, cool.
It's fine.
It's fine. Nobody died.
No, we all
And
lived.
that was not what I threw up, so
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Yeah, we had to be out of the house by 10
10.
on Sunday,
Oh my gosh.
which we all did a really good job actually of being out. And Big Bear, you have to bring the trash to like the trash center.
Yeah. They don't do trash pickup really anywhere.
Yeah. But we went to leave.
And first of all, we were out of that house by like 9:50. We were doing so good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first car, which was Corey, Reza, Amanda, Emily, pulled out. And then we were getting ready to pull out. And then Nick rolled down his window in Anne Marie's car and he was like, hey, her car won't start.
And he was like, "Do you have jumper cables?" And I was like,
No.
"No."
Which I was kind of surprised that out of 3 cars, no one had jumper cables. But we did have a couple AAA members. So somebody called AAA. We went to Starbucks while we were waiting.
Yeah, because we were going to go just buy a new battery for Anne Marie's car.
Yeah.
But then everyone was like, "No, just let AAA do it, whatever."
Mhm.
So we went and picked up Starbucks.
Yeah. And they actually came pretty fast. Like they gave us an arrival window of like
An hour.
an hour, but they were there within 10 minutes of us getting back from Starbucks.
Yeah, that was pretty fast, which is impressive.
But they were able to jump her car and she made it to an auto zone.
Yeah, and they had to get a new battery, which kind of sucks. Like, what a downer.
Yeah.
That she had to go get a new battery, but hey, what do you do?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But like they popped her hood and all the boys went, whoa.
Her battery was so corroded.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. So.
Especially because she had gotten her oil changed within the last month.
So you know someone looked under her hood.
In preparation to drive to Big Bear.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I know whoever changed her oil saw that battery. Because, like, for one, corrosion is not a thing that happens overnight. Like, that's a slow build problem. But, so somebody looked at that and said nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are, but to quote my mother, or actually to quote Taylor Swift, karma is a cat.
Oh, which, you know what? We all really were not too annoying about Taylor Swift's new album.
That is true. I don't know if Nick would agree with us, but I do. Her album dropped Thursday as my group was getting to the cabin. I immediately changed into my swimsuit and went into the hot tub to listen to it. And I lived my best life. I had all my feels in a hot tub. That was fun.
Yeah, and then I was passed the fuck out when Allison texted me that there was the double album drop.
I literally, because I typically normally don't scroll on social media a lot. Like I don't get on Instagram every day, so I miss like stories and stuff. But I was scrolling while I was in the hot tub listening because nobody else came in the hot tub with me. That was my only complaint, was that I had to listen to it by myself. Um, but I was scrolling on Instagram and like I'd finished and went up to refresh at the top or like hit the, the home button and an auto refresh. And then the thing popped up and it had only been posted like 20 seconds earlier. So I was like one of the first people to see that it was a double album. And I immediately texted you. I was like, this is not a drill.
I was passed out. I tried to I woke up a little bit, saw that, and tried to listen to some of it, but I
Yeah.
fell asleep. I was
I
so
did not
tired.
finish it that night, I will say.
I did listen to it all the next day and pretty much the whole weekend. But
Yeah.
my initial favorites is kind of funny. Like I went and favorited a couple pretty much right away, but then like when the anthology part dropped, it's like the ones that I feel like I'm listening to more weren't all on my initial favorites. Like I mean, what I mean is I have some songs that were on my initial favorites that I like haven't been listening to as much since. Like I forgot until I was listening to my liked playlist on the way over here.
I think my favorite, it wasn't my initial favorite, but it's the one that gets stuck in my head the most. So I think it has to be my favorite now, is Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, which I did like it was one of my top 5 or whatever from the initial playthrough. But that gets stuck in my head a lot. Down Bad was stuck in my head at work last night.
Yeah. Yeah, I Can Fix Him or whatever. That one was one of my initial favorites that I hadn't really listened to until on my way over here. And I was like, oh, yeah, I really like this one.
I also like Thank You, Amy. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah. What are my other? I have a lot of favorites. I don't know.
It's a good album. Someone at work last night was complaining that it was too long and that she needed an editor. And I was like, no. Tortured Poets Department is an appropriate album length. The anthology is like Tortured Poets Department Taylor's version. Like, if you think it's too long, don't listen to the anthology, just listen to the original.
Well, that's the thing, too, is people who are trying to be critical of the length, her fans love it.
Yeah. I feel like if you don't like it, it's not for you. It wasn't made for you,
Yeah. It's like you don't need to worry about it, but there are people who are loving it. And there are people who have been really, really liking all of her From the Vault songs. So it's just kind of like she doesn't have Vault songs now because you know what? She doesn't need to.
She can do whatever she wants.
She can do whatever she wants. And you know what? The people love it. And if you're not one of the people, that's fine. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You're just not. Yeah.
It's not for you.
It's not for you. So it doesn't matter. Move on.
Yep.
Listen to something else.
The same person was like, I'm a Sabrina Carpenter hater. And I was like, why? And they were like, she's just too pretty. And I was like, that's not a valid reason.
No, that is not a valid reason. Oh, well. I like Sabrina Carpenter. I think her music's so funny. Ugh. I don't know. I feel like, so I have like my students all are not Taylor Swift fans. They don't like Olivia Rodrigo.
Weirdos.
So it's always so funny to me when I'm just like, yeah, I know y'all don't like any of this, but they're young. They don't know.
Young and misguided and misunderstood.
Yep. And for any of you who don't know, Pink misunderstood.
Yeah.
Is your neighbor just like slamming that gate over and over again?
That was her doing it quietly. But yeah.
Wonderful.
My neighbor is just a bitter lady who doesn't enjoy happiness in any capacity, regardless of whether it's hers or not.
Like, what was the thing someone told me one time about like bitter old white ladies where it's like, oh, some lady wearing like ugly socks with their sandals and a too tight turtleneck. Like that would be
that. She has that outfit.
That's actually really funny. Yep.
Yep.
It tracks.
Anyway.
Hi, Lila.
Lila's having a time. Dude, this little dog.
Oh, she hated the trip because she wasn't there.
Yeah, she didn't get to go this time. She stayed here for the first time really ever. Um, and apparently she refused to go outside with my roommate who was watching her at all. So she just peed on the floor. Which, like, I did think about leaving some pee pads out, but then I forgot. And I guess I should have, but like normally she won't. She's not a pee pad girly.
Yeah.
But I wonder if she would have while I was gone. But anyway, she like refused to go outside apparently. And my roommate was like not mad at it. She's like, I mean, I got it. But I felt bad because she was like weird all weekend. She wasn't herself. And then as soon as I got back, she was fine. She was amped though when we came back because I walked through the door with you and Jasenia.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like her top 3 favorite humans. She like lost her mind. She just exploded.
Yeah. Ugh. My dogs were so clingy when I came home.
Mhm.
Mocha had a miserable time with the sitter.
Well,
But I mean, that's not a surprise.
yeah.
What is annoying though is I didn't really think about the fact that she would hide in the kennel. I didn't really like, I thought she would come out to eat because usually she still would do that with people at this point. But I think she just really didn't like that sitter.
Mm.
Um, I think she was just like a little too much, not in a bad way. Like just with Mocha, you need to just like ignore her.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mocha was hiding in the kennel, and I guess she like pulled the kennel like out of the room into the living room. And I'm like, that's a bad move. Like Mocha's gonna hate you forever now. So then she figured out to just put her food in the kennel.
Mhm.
However, I had said like, okay, if she's not gonna eat it, like with you able to kind of monitor, just don't put like the pink slow feeder bowl because Panini chews on that.
Mm.
And what did I find in my room on the floor upside down? The pink slow feeder bowl that Panini chews on like a chew toy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, so that wasn't really listened to. But I mean, at least she was smart enough to figure out like on her own to put the food
Yeah.
in the kennel and let her eat it in there. I'm like, oh, that's perfect, brilliant. I'm like, honestly, I don't know why I didn't tell you to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was just like, that should have crossed my mind to tell you, but I thought she would be fine. Anyway, but apparently one day she put the food in Mocha's kennel and it tipped. Now here's guidance 101. You have a growling dog in their kennel. You're sticking your hand in.
And wrong answer.
Yeah, wrong answer. You don't do that. Like when you're dropping the food off, fine, run, leave. So she went to try to fix the bowl and Mocha bit her. And this is very weird for me because here's the thing, Mocha's not a biter.
Yeah.
And it just like it sucks because then I feel like this whole thing made her go backwards a bit when she had been pretty open to new people lately and has been ultimately a lot better.
Yeah.
But so that was just kind of frustrating to hear. Like I'm glad the sitter let me know, but just overall a little crazy. Panini was totally fine, of course, was fine having someone to play fetch with her.
Yeah.
But I do think she was super, super sad because she'd never been left alone at night like that. I don't know. And then here's my weird thing, and I texted my friends about this. And like I'm not like totally mad about it. I just do feel like it's weird. I still feel like it's weird. So the sitter, I just had her come and do 30-minute drop-ins.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the last day during the 30-minute drop-in, she took 2 of my 3-wick Bath and Body Works candles. Like I have them on a bottom shelf in the living room, but she took 2 that had never been burned before. Also opened a lighter that I did have left out on the counter because I had just bought it, but it was still in the packaging. So she took the lighter out of the packaging, lit the 2 3-wick candles, but then what happens is she wasn't there long enough for the wax to burn evenly across, so they have those indents. And candles have like what's it called, like wax memory.
Yeah.
So now they're forever ruined because they didn't burn all the way through that first burn.
Yeah.
And again, they were candles I hadn't even burned yet. And there was one on the counter that had been burned before. And also one of the candles she happened to pick is the only candle that scent I don't like and that I was saving to like use as a gift at some point. Like, first of all, she grabbed my newest one that was a gift from Jessie, because that was on the counter, burned that one, and then burned literally the one candle that I wasn't going to use personally. And ruined them because of the wax memory or whatever. And her intention was to make it smell nice, but I literally have wallflowers. Like, I don't know. That just felt very weird to me. I don't know why someone would burn someone else's candles.
The weirdest thing to me about that is that there was a candle on the counter that had been lit.
Yeah, and she didn't light that one.
Yeah. It's like I get like wanting it to smell nice when you've been like pet sitting. You don't want it to smell
Yeah.
like pee.
But like I never asked
No, you didn't.
that of her.
No, but it's weird to me that she would light ones that aren't lit
Like
when there's
brand new candles.
when there's another option like readily available.
Or like, why wouldn't she just like ask if that was okay? I don't know.
Yeah, or
that
just like
felt really
spray
weird.
something if you really felt weird about the smell. I don't know.
It just felt a little weird to
It's
me.
odd.
So, and then of course, I think so. Then when I finally was able to go home and have my dogs, I took them, and then just Sonia lost her AirPods, so I grabbed the dogs for a little walk, and then whatever, fed them, and then I just brought the dogs with me to go check my car. But there was something that had been dropped on the floor in my hallway that Panini went, and it was gone, and I have no idea what it was. So I think that might be what made her sick. So I don't know. But anyway, Panini was sick.
Yeah.
She was up at 4 a.m. screaming and crying. It was horrible. So then I went to work, and then I left work and took her to the vet. Spent a bunch of money at the vet.
Yep.
On a dog that I had already just spent a bunch of money on over the weekend for a sitter.
Yep.
It just felt crazy. I don't know.
Did Jasenia find her AirPods? Do we know?
No
I
idea.
never heard.
I never heard either.
Jasenia, let us know.
Yeah, did you find your AirPods? Because I've looked like everywhere in my car. I don't know. It was just so chaotic because I hadn't even been home yet, really. And then she's like, "Oh no, my AirPods." I'm like, "I need to walk my dogs."
Yeah. No, she called me almost immediately after she left, and she was like, "Are my AirPods at your house?" And I was like, no.
Oh no. What a time.
Honestly.
What a time. Well, I hope she found her AirPods.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Because those are expensive.
So we had that over the weekend. And then I have not really had time at all since then to like get my life back together. Today is my first day that I even had an opportunity for that. Because my work schedule this week has been completely opposite of what it needs to be. So that's just kind of made everything weird. And then today was technically my day off, but not really because I still worked from home. This is all the things I did today.
Nice.
And I still have to do that, but I think I'll do that later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do laundry when I got home from Big Bear, which was kind of nice that I did have a bit of Sunday. Actually, I felt so bored on Sunday. Like being home, I was like, wow, I'm bored. Okay.
It's like the detox.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so bored. I'm like, oh, I forgot that I'm like always by myself. Kind of got used to having people around.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
I immediately vacuumed and mopped my floors because Lila had been peeing on them. And like they had been cleaned, but like I wanted to
Like thoroughly.
like do a deep clean because it did kind of smell like pee in my house when we got back. But I did that, and then by the time I finished that, Anne Marie had already unpacked, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I have to unpack." But she like unpacked and then went on a run, because of course she did. I did the floors and then sat down for like 20 minutes while they dried, and then I unpacked.
Yeah, I hadn't really packed much, so it didn't take me long to unpack.
No, it didn't take a long time. I did decide not to shove my suitcases back in my closet because hopefully I'll be redoing my closet soon.
Oh yeah.
So
That's right. You have big plans.
I do. The schedule for next week hasn't come out yet, and I keep checking. But okay, it did it last week too, where it looked like I was gonna have a lot of time this week, and then literally, like when we left here Thursday, it looked like I had nothing next week. And by the time we got to Big Bear, I had like a full week. So right now it looks like next week should be a lot easier, but we shall see. I would not be mad if I wound up having 2 days off in a row so I could do my closet. Not be mad at all. I am very excited to have
try it
that
out.
done. Like, I think the doing it is going to be exhausting, but when it's done, it's going to be great.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, now we're full and sleepy.
I also have dance
Yeah.
in 24 minutes. The studio is 8 minutes away, but I think I have to find street parking, so that'll be fun.
Great.
Yep.
Fun.
What a time. So I'm just like pre-exhausted now about that.
Yeah.
Full of food and already exhausted thinking about a dance rehearsal right now,
Yeah.
especially after the crazy day I had.
Yeah.
Just chaos. Right, Lila?
She's like, yeah.
Chaos. Yeah, it was like next level.
Yeah, like how Lila sighs, like, yeah.
Lila sighs like a person.
She's like, I know all about it.
Yes. What a wonderful time. Pixar Fest starts tomorrow
Oh yeah.
/ today when this comes out.
Yeah.
Friday. But that'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh, I did get our Sunday reservations switched to land.
Land. Nice.
So that's good. So we can go straight into Galaxy's Edge.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh. I've been seeing videos of like the parades and the fireworks for Pixar Fest. I definitely want to see the fireworks at some point.
I know we could have stayed and watched the preview of the parade. Well, we were like, let's get out of here.
If you go early, I feel like you reach a point in the afternoon / early evening where you're like, I'm done.
We didn't even go that early. I don't think you picked me up till like 8:40. So I'm like, this is not early.
No.
Okay, my fortune says you are inspirational.
Lila's like, yeah.
Lila's a fan. Eat it. She just licked. She went
Good.
She didn't actually lick it.
Did it taste like cookie? Are you still gonna stare her down while she's eating? She's like, uh-huh.
No people food for you.
It's like, well, that's rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my life.
Thank you so much for coming here. Well, that's my life. Thank you so much.
Yes, that exactly. Well, I guess that'll be the end of this episode of Clearly Thriving. I'm Allison Clay.
And I'm Siri Harkins.
And we are thriving.
Clearly.
Clearly.